What's up, everyone? This is Big Poner. Today I'm going to be talking about the advantages of the Elder Bubble and going to give you the basics of how to do the Elder Bubble. So for starters, before I jump into this, I'm going to be talking while I play. I think it'll be a little bit more interesting that way for both you and me. Um, the simplest thing is basically when Elder Influence and Shaper Influence are touching each other, if you complete one, it will then make the other one take the place of that one. This is called polling, which the reason why I call it polling is because when I'm trying to move around the Elder Influence, the best way to do it is to pull it. Like if I wanted to head down here to my Elder map, if I was going to try to farm my Elder map, I would want to start by attacking here because it would pull Elder Influence to here, and then hopefully I would get some more Shaper Influence in one of these positions, and then I could pull down, continue pulling down further. The only other way that we can do it is by pushing it. Pushing it is not the best way because it is not as reliable. The way that we push it is by basically attacking behind it, which causes it to be pushed forward. The thing is, though, is the only time you can really push it is when it has somewhere to go. So basically, if I wanted to move down this way, I would first attack here. If I didn't wind up with Shaper Influence in front of it, I would want to attack behind it. The way that we trim it, because another thing that you want to pay attention to is you don't want to wind up spawning your Elder, your Shaper, and your Guardians, otherwise you're going to no longer be able to manipulate it and put it where you want it to be. So, you're going to want to keep it under 15 when you're moving it. If it starts getting up to 15, it's time to start trimming it. The way the trimming works is you can cut off as much as you want. The part that's going to get cut off is the part that's smaller. The way that they are connected is by the lines. So like if I were to attack here, these two right here would get cut off. All of the rest of this would stay. Why is that? Because this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one are all connected. However, Shaper would not move to here. Why is that? Because there's no Shaper connected to this one. So what I would have is I would have a white spot, and then I would have empty spots here. Shaper might be like, hey, I'm going to take this spot, but he's not going to jump 3 spaces to here. You're going to have a little white hole. Then, if I had pulled it down here and I have no Shaper Influence to pull it, I would go ahead and attack this again, trying to get it to push down, and then eventually trimming, moving it down. Anytime there's not a way to pull it, you're going to want to do your trimming, because it gives it a chance to move or a chance for the Shaper to take over the area and then give you the ability to pull it, which is your guaranteed way to move it. The only other thing that you really need to know is don't let him get strung out. No one likes to be strung out. What do I mean by this? Don't get it in a big long line. If you wind up with a big long line, say I pull this out and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's this big long line. Attacking it or doing anything can cause it to just be like, I don't want to be down here, and it can disappear from all of this area. If the bubble isn't solid, or it doesn't have some girth to it, you basically risk breaking your Elder line. So, don't do that. If you get it smaller, it moves better, but if there's a big chunk and you got a long string, most likely you're going to lose that string and you're going to have to start moving it all over, which is going to be a pain in the rear. Anyways, I'm going to be pulling this onto here, or doing my Elder Bubble. So right now it's Shaper. It's going to turn into Elder when I complete this map. Another little tip, the reason why I kind of set up like a bunch of maps to complete in my inventory is because it just makes it quicker. just makes it so that there's like less time between maps, which if you're trying to be really efficient, if every single time you complete a map, you're going back and pulling stuff out, that time really adds up. Cuts into your XP, it cuts into your loot. In general, it's just going to cut down your gains.
We will be best until we slaughter you. Off you go, little beast. Away.
Hey, why did my map just go like, look at my map in the corner. It's like invisible. Like the enemies are invisible. What the heck? Hey, bossy boss. And the bossy boss was no mo. They were trying to be tricky. They're like, these maps are easy for you to complete, but can you do it blind? Invisible enemies? Apparently, yes I can. So the other thing that you're going to want to pay attention to is what type of map it is that you're farming. So if you're going to be doing Elder map farming, you are going to want to seal all of your non-Elder maps. Why is it that we do this? We do it so that we can actually sustain an Elder map. Because if you take the time to set up an Elder bubble, you're not going to want to wind up running out of maps, which if you don't seal your other maps... Dude, why is this like invisible? Even the boss thing is invisible. Is this like some new mod? It's like...
Tread no further, villain.
Where's the doors? Where are the enemies? Where's the loot? You see it, now you don't. Man. I wonder if that'll be in the next patch notes. Disappearing doors and enemies. Enemies now actually appear on your mini-map. That'll be the day. When our enemies are no longer invisible to us.
There are no more worthy beasts nearby, so I now will go feed the one.
We got more? Oh yeah, we got more section down here. This whole time I've been so busy talking, I haven't even been using my blood rage. I'm a scrub. Get out of my face, boy. Hey, Harbinger Shard. Hey, no Alki Orb? That's what I get for not coming prepared. Alrighty. So, now Colonnade will have Elder Influence because it just had Shaper. Oh, what do you know? We've got Elder Influence on Colonnade now. Which now I can jump into the next map, and it's going to ping pong the exact same way. So what I was talking about, we're going to cover that real quick before I jump into the map, is sealing off other maps. Why is it that you would want to seal off other maps? It makes it so that you can sustain. I had all of them sealed, but I started farming Uber for my end game challenges so I can hit 40 challenges. Um, so I have all the Guardians unsealed, but I haven't done the Vault Temple because I have no reason to. So I sealed that. If I was going to continue just playing it, I would complete it for the completion. But anyways, the way that we are going to seal the maps, there are two types of seals that we can do. We can use Cartographer's Sextants and Scouring Orbs, and we can also do Orb of Regret with 20 chisels. So we're going to use 5, 5, 3. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Chisels. Alright, so we can do this, and we can get the Unshaping Orb, which the Unshaping Orb is what you would use to remove your Elder Orb or any of the other ones. You don't have to, you do not have to redo it or complete any quest. All you do is you go to Xana and you say, take the orb. And then you can just select the one that you want back, take it from her, and you can use it.
Stay sane.
The other one is 3. Oh, wait. Am I using too many of these? Orb of Scouring. Is it only 1 now? Maybe they reduced it. Anyways, Master Cartographer Seal. We're going to actually find out, because that's interesting. Let's see.
Greetings.
3 and 1. Oh, it's only 1 Scouring. Well, that's cool. They made it cheaper. Or maybe I'm just completely forgetting and I've just been throwing away extra Scouring Orbs, but I probably would have noticed and not traded the extra stuff. Anyways, you'll get the Master Cartographer Seal.
Journey well.
And then you just take it, select it, click it on to whichever one you want to seal. You want to do this before you start trying to farm your Elder map. And while you're farming your Elder map, you don't want to unseal them. Why? Because if you do this, you will wind up being able to sustain any Elder map that you want. I've done it with a bunch of them, and then I've burned them out. The way that I stock up my new one is I simply use the old ones. You take and you get the orb back, put it on the new one that you want to do, and then you just run some more of your current one. So like Fungal Hollow right now is my current one. That's why I've got the most, because I've been farming it. My last one was Underground Sea. I got a bunch of these. The one before that was Burial Chambers. I've been bouncing all over the place. So yeah, a very easy thing to do. Normally once you get up to 10 maps, you'll never run out again. You'll wind up with a plethora of them.
Hello.
I kind of just started moving it around because I originally farmed Ivory Temple, which is an absolutely amazing map. Elder bubble farming is the most profitable thing in the game consistently. Why? First of all, this season they wind up making it so that the highest tier maps have the highest currency drop rates, which means I'm going to make more currency over time playing the highest level map versus any other map. On top of this, you get the highest item level drops, and then by them being Shaper and Elder, those drops can be worth a ton, and not just if they're rolled good, they can be worth a ton even if they are complete and utter crap. To give you an idea, a Steel Ring, we're not going to talk about the highest one because it's item level 86, and farming an item level 86 is unrealistic. Steel Ring, item level 82. It is 6.9 exalts in Shaper. We have Fingerless Silk Gloves, item level 83, 5 exalts. We have Opal Ring going for 5 exalts at 86 plus, but at 82 it's 4.7 exalts, at 83 it's 4.5 exalts. The point is, and I will tell you this, earlier in the season these bases are worth even more. And why is that? Because there's less of them on the market. This is how I farmed hundreds of exalts in the first couple weeks of this game, of this season. I literally farmed hundreds of exalts in drops, in gear that dropped. I farmed my bases for my own gear. Um, like, because obviously, if you're struggling for currency, you can play maps to get the bases that you want to craft onto. Um, Basically, it's just a good it's just a good bonus. You get the most experience, you get the most currency, you get the most everything. And what makes it even better? The sextants are the cheapest sextants that you can get. Well, bonus there, right? So cheapest cost to buff up the map, most currency drops. Literally only thing that the only thing that it doesn't have is red tier map modifiers, which red tier map modifiers, when you're farming red maps, you can make a lot of currency. I've gone over this before. The scarab farming, the currency shard farming, harbinger farming, none of those mods show up on white sextants. So if you want to do those things, you can do them on red maps. The thing is, though, is you can farm the elder map cheaply, build up those resources. When you have a ton of those resources built up, then you can go farm some red maps. Then you can get built up on your scarabs. You can then go use your scarabs to farm your elder map. Back and forth. And you're basically supplying yourself with resources to use so that you don't have to buy them, which saves you currency. Then on top of that, you're making the most currency possible because you're only playing tier 15, tier 16 maps. That's why in the other videos I've said I don't really play much of anything below tier 14. The reason why is tier 14 can, when you bullet, upgrade to a 15. Tier 14s can drop both Elder maps and Tier 15 maps, so I run 14, 15, 16s. The only time that I have done anything else this entire season was I did a bunch of Tier 13 runs because I literally had so many red maps that I literally was not having space, and I didn't want to throw away Tier 13 maps, so I just speed ran them and just did the blights and the bosses so that I could get more of these, which that is a viable thing to do. You can speedrun any red tier map, just don't worry about clearing it. Just hit the blight encounter, hit the boss, because you have a 50% chance to get a master. That's why I have so many masters, because just speedrunning maps. So that is something you want to do, something to pay attention to. Other than that, the biggest thing that you want to pay attention to when you are setting up your Elder Orb is, first of all, how easy it is to access. So like, this is not exactly the easiest one to access, but something like Burial Chambers is really easy to access. It's not up against a wall. When they're back in corners like this, like Ivory Temple was amazing. Like, I loved Ivory Temple. It's an absolutely amazing map. Insane density. It is probably the best map as far as farming this season. I have done a ton of Elders, and I've played a couple thousand maps on Ivory Temple, and that is how I built up my initial currency, was just tons of Ivory. It is something that you have to get used to. The layout's a little bit wacky, but when you first play it, but once you get used to it, it's an amazing map. But something like Burial Chambers is really good because there are good bases there, and then you also have chances at the Doctor cards, which are another big drop. And it's easy to set up the Elder Bubble on. So that would be a really good one to try out an Elder Bubble on. Obviously, you're going to need a character that's strong enough to efficiently run Elder maps. If you don't have one of those, you can check out the builds that I've posted. I just recently posted a guide for this one. This one unless you have some currency, is not the best choice. I would recommend the Raider. The Raider is extremely easy to level up and to gear. The cool thing is a lot of the gear is interchangeable. So if you like one of them, you can actually use like the chest from the Raider on this build. It's not the chest that I'm using, but it would work really well. So if you like one of the builds, you can cheaply transfer into playing both of them.
We will be best friends, Beast.
I don't like that when they're dead, they can still attack me until Einar decides he wants to go ahead and throw his net on them. The worst though is bosses. Like when you kill a boss and then they complete like 3 or 4 more animations, it's like, really, dude? Really? It's like, what do I gotta do, man? You're already dead. You're trying to kill me from the grave.
There are no more worthy beasts nearby.
So, after this map, you will be able to see that it's then swapped back to where it was. And I could just continually do this. Like I said, if it winds up getting up above 15 of the Elder Influence, I would just shave some off. Oh, one thing that I was going to say about that. So I told you that when you cut off a piece, whichever is the largest piece is the piece that will stay. So if you attack it in the middle and both sides are the same length, it will actually destroy all of the Elder Influence. So unless you're trying to kill off the influence, I would avoid doing that. Let me down! Oh, I haven't even been using Blood Rage again. I was like, why is my attack speed a little bit low? For a long time, I was actually using an auto cast. Hey, what's up? Yeah, Abyssal Depths, baby. These are always fun. Hey, what are you doing? Can't wait for my Ice Golem to be leveled up all the way. I'm like still leveling gems. Which, I have terrible luck with voling. Like, I have volled so many level 20 gems. And like, oh man, so many of them negative level, minus quality on ones that it actually matters. Which means I then have to go buy new ones anyways, which sucks. Some people get pretty lucky with them. However, if you ever hear someone tell you, oh, you get like 50% of them level up, that is complete and total bullshit. And I can tell you that for a fact because there's more than 2 different options that the gem can do. It can have no effect, it can level up, it can level down, it can gain quality, or it can lose quality. How many options are that? Is that a 50% chance? No, it's not. If you think that that one option is a 50% chance, you probably failed elementary school mathematics. And trust me, they have not made it so that you're most likely to get the best possible thing. If that was the case, none of the leveled up gems would cost 5 or 6 exalts, because you would just level 2 of them, or 5 of them, in an alternate weapon, all at the same time, and then you would have your level gems basically guaranteed if it was a 50% chance. Which is not the case, because, like I said, I've done so many of them, it is ridiculous. It's like that thing, it goes invulnerable. I could have it dead before they even spawn. Oh, I haven't killed the boss yet.
Low on mana.
I was all getting ready to get out of the map, forgetting there's a boss. Man, this is a super weak blight spawn. Where the bosses be at, man? It's like sometimes you get... Alright, so my record in a regular map, I had 9 blight bosses spawn. That shit was crazy. I wish I had that on video. Anyways, I think that is pretty much all of it. You can see they went ahead and swapped it back. It was Elder. Now it is back to Shaper. You have now seen that the things that I am telling you are in fact true. And I am not just full of crap. But that Blight Encounter's loot was full of crap. A bunch of crap. No, there's more monsters. You guys were hiding from me. No, I just went the wrong way. I just need to clear out this corner before I went that way. Alright, 5 left, that's good. Anyways, quick recap. I mean, as you can see, pulling it, pushing it like that, as long as you don't have it strung out, like if I had a long string down here and I'm trying to do an elder bubble back and forth, that's not gonna work. It's just gonna go, nope, I'm gonna retreat. Just don't get it strung out, and you'll be able to move it around to anywhere you want. Then just trim it off when it starts getting spread out. Trim off the side that you don't want. So I start pulling it down here. I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. Then these 3 will be open. Then once I, get a couple ways down here, then I'd hit here because that would get rid of these ones because there wouldn't be one here. And there wouldn't be one here. So then these ones would be gone as long as this side is more than the other side. And remember, if it's like 5 long and you attack the one in the middle, there's 2 on each side, it'll just kill the whole thing. It'll just go, and it's gone. Anyways, I hope this was informative and entertaining, and I hope there's some more people that are able to take this information and make some sweet loot out of it. Anyways, peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.